Okay. Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us today. I'm Lindsay Burns, the marketing lead here at Heritage Gas, and for the purposes of this webinar today, I'll be your moderator. I would like to say a huge thank you to the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors for inviting us to speak today, and for all of you for joining us. I don't believe we'll occupy the entire hour, but I wanted to leave lots of time for Q&A should there be questions that you have that pop up during the presentation. So to ensure a smooth experience for everyone, all webinar attendees have been muted. However, we do encourage you to write your questions in the question and answer box as part of the Zoom platform. And if you are struggling with the Zoom platform and the Q&A, you can certainly raise your hand or type a message into the chat function as well. That would work just fine. Also, we'll be recording the webinar today for everyone to refer back to. We'll send a copy over to the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors to put up on the portal if you want to refer back to something or get our contact information at a later date. So all of that will be available to you. So for those of you who don't know who Heritage Gas is the natural gas distribution company here in Nova Scotia. And we've been distributing natural gas to local businesses, industries, institutions, and of course residents since 2003. And we do that by way of underground pipeline. We also deliver compressed natural gas to some communities outside of our pipe distribution system. And you may have seen those trucks on the highways before. So when homeowners are faced with replacing their space heating equipment, they often have a lot of questions about their options, and they may find themselves making a pretty big investment. The same could be true for decisions around replacing old oil tanks, or perhaps they're getting questions from insurance providers about oil on a property. So for you, if your clients are purchasing or selling a home with natural gas, they likely also have questions about that energy source, different equipment that they might use. And so we thought it would be helpful today to provide a bit of insight to some of the most commonly asked questions about natural gas to make it a bit easier for homeowners to understand and for you to help out your clients. So here we go. So to help us answer those questions today, we have two account managers here to provide some insight. So the first is Nicole Baker. Nicole is the residential account manager here at Heritage Gas, and she has held a few different positions in her 8 years with the company. She's the best resource for guiding through the decision-making process for homeowners to use natural gas in their home. She's got some great connections with natural gas contractors, and she always greets with a really big smile. See, right there. Erin Flaherty works with businesses here at Heritage Gas. So organizations that are looking to tie into our natural gas distribution system. If they're inquiring about natural gas use, Erin helps them navigate the installation and construction process. Erin is here today to support the conversation, even though it will have a residential focus. She's been with the company since it commenced in 2003 and knows more about the product and the company than most. So I would like to say a big thank you to Erin and Nicole for being here today. So for those participating in the webinar today, we will be doing a prize draw for a $100 gift card to the keg to be used at a future date. What we'll do is I'll take the registration list of everyone who has logged on today, and we'll facilitate the draw after the webinar, and I'll announce the winner in the follow-up email that will come out later today or early tomorrow morning. So in terms of how we'll answer these questions, I'll pose a question and Erin or Nicole, will provide the response. And so I think we're going to jump right in. Now, just a reminder to everyone, if you do have questions throughout the presentation, pop them into the question and answer box there, and we will certainly address them when the presentation has concluded. So without further ado, the first most commonly asked question about natural gas in Nova Scotia is, what is natural gas used for? And I'm going to hand this one over to Nicole to take the lead.
All right, hello everybody. So what is natural gas used for? What comes to mind when we think of typical uses for natural gas? So there's your heating system, which is your furnace or your boiler. Your water heater could be a tank style or on demand. This is used for domestic hot water. Combination boilers, which is both space heating and water heating. Combination boilers save a ton of space in a home, and it's a really great option if the water heater is coming to the end of its life. And fireplaces. So natural gas fireplaces are not only cozy and aesthetically pleasing, but they're also really great if there ever is a power outage. You can still use your natural gas fireplace to heat your home. We also have ranges and stove tops, barbecues, and clothes dryers. You may also be familiar with those. Clothes dryers actually save about 40% time as they dry clothes much faster than electric dryers. And natural gas barbecues are one of the most popular appliances, as most homeowners will never run out of fuel mid-barbecue or have to worry about filling up their propane tanks. And ranges are actually preferred by chefs to cook with rather than electric ranges. So natural gas can also be used for patio heaters, outdoor fireplaces, and fire pits. So these appliances can upgrade a backyard to a relaxing environment, and you can utilize it all year long. And generators. So lastly, generators. Over the last year, we've seen a huge spike in the popularity of natural gas backup generators as homeowners are taking advantage of natural gas always being available and connecting generators for the unforeseen times when the power does go out, allowing them to have comfort and security without ever having to fill up the generator with fuel themselves.
That's great. Thanks, Nicole. So the next most commonly asked question about natural gas in Nova Scotia is when is the right time to convert to natural gas? And we're going to have Erin take the lead on this one.
Thanks, Lindsay. Good morning, everyone. So there's never really a wrong time to consider a conversion to natural gas. However, it may be more practical for homeowners to consider a conversion to natural gas when their current space and water heating system has failed or come to the end of its life. Same can be said for their on-site fuel storage tanks. If you're planning on building a custom home, this is a great opportunity to have the gas line installed and connect up some high-end appliances to go along with a natural gas space and water heating system. Alternatively, if homeowners are planning renovations to their home and looking to increase energy efficiency, natural gas can certainly help play a role in doing so. It can also add value to the home as well as save the homeowner some money. Interesting fact, old oil furnaces are about 75 to 85% efficient, while a new natural gas furnace is about 95% efficient.
That's great. Thanks, Erin. So up next, how do I get access to natural gas? And I'm going to hand this one over to Nicole to take the lead on.
Thanks, Lindsay. All right, so our distribution system runs underground through various areas in HRM, the airport, Amherst, Oxford, and Pictou County. You can view our distribution map, the one that you can see on the screen here, on our website, or you can actually go into Viewpoint and turn on natural gas layers, and you can see our lines on Viewpoint as well. We'll include both of those tools in an email to you after the webinar. Efforts to expand our system are market-driven, and it depends on customer interest. So as a regulated utility, expansion projects must pass our feasibility test in order to gain approval to proceed. This ensures that we have smart capital spend and prevents continuous rate increases to make up for projects that aren't profitable. It's harder to expand in residential areas because the economics and feasibility almost never pass on a residential street. Because of this, Heritage Gas has gotten approval from the Utility and Review Board to have a residential retrofit assistance fund to help projects pass that don't typically pass on their own. In order for our assistance fund to be utilized, the street or person desiring natural gas still needs to have significant interest from other homeowners. And the more interest from the street, the more likely we are to expand.
Okay, that's great. And just a side note to that, if customers are looking to express interest, they can do so on our website as well. We can provide a link to that after the fact. So up next, will I have to pay to get access to natural gas? And we're going to hand this one back over to Nicole to take the lead on.
Thanks, Lindsay. So the first 20 meters or 60 feet from the property line to the meter location are actually paid for by Heritage Gas, providing that your customer is interested in one major piece of heating equipment, which includes a boiler or furnace, so the space heating aspect, your water heating aspect, or a fireplace. So we'll actually install 20 meters of the underground service line free of charge for one of those three pieces of equipment. To determine the location or if there will perhaps be a charge for the underground line, we'll need to book a site visit with our technical planner, which are really easy to book and they're free of charge. If the home you're selling has natural gas already installed, it's really easy to transfer the account from the previous homeowner to the new homeowner by contacting our customer care department. It's very similar to other utilities.
Okay. We're cruising right along here. So the next question is, how does natural gas pricing work? And let's have Erin take the lead on this one.
Thanks, Lindsay. So we measure and bill natural gas in gigajoules, or GJ for short, where 1 gigajoule of natural gas is equivalent to 26.1 liters of fuel oil, 39.2 liters of propane, or 277.79 kilowatt hours of electricity. Natural gas is a commodity, and like all commodities, the price can fluctuate depending on factors such as weather and market conditions. The commodity cost of natural gas is noted as the gas cost recovery rate, or GCRR, on a gas bill, and it is not regulated by the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board. Heritage Gas does not earn a profit on the commodity cost of natural gas itself. It's strictly a throughput charge. There's no markup on the price. So what we pay for the gas is what our customers pay for the gas. Residentially, we have a biannual GCRR that is adjusted in February and August of each year. This assists our residential customers with budgeting over the winter months when more gas is consumed and is typically a little more expensive. The other rates on a gas bill are regulated by the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board and include fixed and variable charges that can differ depending on the rate class. We are very transparent with our rates. Current rates as well as historical rates can always be found on our website. And just a little tidbit, if you are selling a home that has natural gas and your client has questions, you can certainly direct them to the Understanding Your Gas Bill section of our website, as this is an extremely helpful tool for new and existing customers.
Great, thanks, Erin. So we do have a few questions coming in here. I just want to remind all participants to pop those questions into the question and answer box. Keep them coming and we'll address those very shortly. So the next question is, and this is a big one, are there any concerns about natural gas supply? And we're going to hand this one back over to Erin to take the lead on.
So this is probably the #1 question we get as account managers. And I think it's because there's a lot of misinformation out there about natural gas supply. So the short answer is no. Heritage Gas has a very stable gas supply from several sources. Production in the offshore had been declining and actually stopped as of December 2018. This is something we had anticipated and thus began entering into a number of contracts to bring natural gas to Nova Scotia from other stable low-cost supplies in central Canada as well as the US. For example, in 2018, the UARB approved Heritage Gas entering into a long-term transportation contract on the Portland Express pipeline. This 22-year contract will allow us to access low-cost natural gas from the Dawn Storage Hub out of Ontario, which is one of the most stable natural gas supply sources in North America. While we're on the topic of supply, Nicole had mentioned earlier that our natural gas is delivered to homes and businesses through a system of underground pipelines. The pipe ends at the gas meter that we install to the home or business. Because natural gas is delivered directly to the property, it's always there, ready for use, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Homeowners don't have to worry about running out of fuel, scheduling deliveries, or having tanks and fuel trucks clutter up in and around their property. There's certainly no interruptions to service, regardless of weather, and no worries about spills.
Great information. Thanks, Erin. So speaking of misinformation, this is a great follow-up question. So is natural gas safe? And we're going to send this one over to Nicole to take the lead on.
Thanks, Lindsay. All right, so is natural gas safe? Natural gas is used by millions of Canadians and continues to be one of the world's safest, most reliable energy sources. So while natural gas is safe, we still require everyone's help in keeping it safe. So you and other homeowners can keep your home safe by adding a carbon monoxide detector to your home, removing snow from building up on your meter, and ensuring all vents are clear from snow and ice. And just a friendly reminder that our pipelines are buried underground, and it's easy to forget that natural gas is flowing all day, every day. That's why it's extremely important to request a locate prior to digging or installing realtor signs. Requesting a locate is easy. All you have to do is visit our website and click before you dig. Locates are completed within 48 hours of the request, and they're free of charge. And Heritage Gas is committed to the safety of our communities we serve. We choose reliable, tested materials to build our pipeline system and responsibly distribute natural gas to homeowners. We add an odorant to our system, so any of the smallest of leaks can be detected and repaired in a timely manner.
Thanks, Nicole. And in the safety section on the Heritage Gas website, you can see all the information that if by chance, in the rare chance you would hear or smell natural gas, so hear a blowing sound or smell natural gas, it gives really great tips on what you should do next. So I'll share that safety information in the follow-up email as well. So in terms of the benefits, I think it's important to walk through a few of these so that you can share these with your clients if they're looking for information about natural gas. So why choose natural gas? And this one's going back over to Nicole to take the lead on.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. So to chat about the benefits of natural gas, as Erin mentioned, natural gas is reliable as it's always there when you need it, running 24/7, 365 days of the year without interruption. Natural gas is affordable, and we have monthly bills based on the usage of the homeowners, so their money's not tied up in fuel, and our biannual pricing helps homeowners budget. Natural gas is versatile and safe. Homeowners are able to connect almost half their home appliances to one bill while eliminating tanks, freeing up space on the property and potentially leading to lower liability with insurance coverages. Natural gas is the cleanest burning energy source available with lower greenhouse gas emissions than any other heating source in Nova Scotia. Natural gas appliances are up to 98% efficient and cost less to maintain, so homeowners can continue to save over the lifetime of their equipment. And it's convenient. Most of all, it's comfortable. Natural gas provides a cozy heat that's evenly distributed through a home. And natural gas appliances minimize noise and odor, helping everyone enjoy the comforts of their home.
That's great. Thanks, Nicole. So we flew through this. Talk about efficiency on a Wednesday morning. So now we're going to move to questions from the audience, and we do have several that have come through here. So really engaged audience today. Thank you so much. So the first question we have is, how much does natural gas equipment cost and who sells it? So it's a two-part question. Who would like to take the lead on this one? Nicole, raising her hand.
I'll take that one. Yeah, that's actually a really common question that comes in from customers. So how much does natural gas equipment cost? That's a tricky one for Heritage Gas to answer as we don't sell the equipment. But we do have a group of third-party heating contractors that we call our preferred contractors, who we will include a list from, and they're the experts on pricing. However, a typical estimate that we would give a customer is a heating system, including water heating, is anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000, and a natural gas straight heating system, so like a furnace, would be anywhere from about 5 to 8. It really depends on the home, how much natural gas is needed, how much water heating is needed, and that kind of stuff. But like I mentioned, we'll include a list of our third-party heating contractors after the webinar is completed.
That's great. I'll certainly include that in the follow-up email. So the next question we have that's come in is there an availability map for Nova Scotia? I know we chatted about this earlier, but does someone want to give a reminder here and kind of point us in the right direction? Nicole's nodding.
I'll take
She
that
can do
one
this.
as well. Most of these questions I feel as though I'll probably answer as I am the residential account manager. So Yes, there is a availability map for Nova Scotia. We did touch on that. We didn't touch on where we are able to distribute natural gas. So we have a franchise map on our website as well that we can include a link to. So we aren't able to distribute natural gas all over Nova Scotia. We're only allowed to in 7 counties. So we'll include that information after. And then the availability map on our website, you can actually type in an address, a specific address, and it'll take you to that street and that address and show you if there's natural gas availability or not.
That's true. So line by line or street by street, it will show you with a blue line whether gas is available at that address or not. As a follow-up question to that, Nicole, what counties is natural gas available in?
Ooh, that's a good one. So,
or what areas, I guess.
what areas? Okay, so I were definitely in the Cumberland County, but the areas are Pictou, Amherst, Oxford, Enfield, and HRM, so including Bedford, Dartmouth, and Halifax. Although we are in those areas, we aren't everywhere in those areas.
That's right. Great reminder. Thanks, Nicole. Okay, well, this is a follow-up question to that. Is it available in Cape Breton?
It is not available in Cape Breton.
Not today.
We don't have franchise rights for Cape Breton at this time.
That's right. Okay, so the next question I see here is, has Heritage Gas had any interruptions during the COVID-19 pandemic? That's a great question.
I'll take this one to give Nicole a break.
Sure. Thanks, Erin.
Thanks, Erin.
So like everybody else, we had to figure out how to get employees set up to work remotely from home. As you can see, all 3 of us are sitting in our homes right now, as I'm sure you are as well. Additional safety measures were put in place along with some new PPE, and we're operating as normally as we can during these different times.
Great response. So the next question we have, how does the cost of gas compare to propane as a primary heating source? So this is talking about cost, the cost of natural gas, and I guess the equivalency to other energy. So Nicole's raising her hand.
I'll take that one. All right, so the cost of natural gas today and leading into until February when our biannual rate changes for residential homes, the total variable cost for natural gas, so in the gigajoule form, is $18.73. And that is, so the equivalency of oil for that would be about 69 cents a liter. And the equivalency compared to propane would be 46 cents a liter. And the equivalency to electricity is 6 cents a liter.
Okay, great. So, and
sorry, 6 cents a kilowatt hour.
Right. And just as a reminder, we do have our rates are published on our website. We have rates for home and rates for business, and I'm happy to include those in a follow-up email as well. They show the equivalency pricing that Nicole just referred to because it does change every 6 months for homeowners. Sometimes it's good to check back in, and we also have historical rates on our website as well. So moving right along, we have another question. How long does it take to get a gas line installed? All right, Nicole's at it again.
All right, so in a typical, if you reach us in our construction season, the typical timeline for a gas line to be installed is within 5 to 6 weeks from the date that we receive signed paperwork from a customer. Right now, we are coming to the end of our season, so we do have a deadline leading up later to the year. After that deadline, we aren't able to install any lines until spring of the following year, and that's just because we can't install lines when the asphalt plants are closed, and HRM has restrictions on digging in the winter.
Okay, so this is, I guess, a related question is, what could we tell a homeowner about the process of installing natural gas in a house? So I guess to ad lib here, what are the steps? Yeah. Nicole, back over to you.
So basically, yeah, I'm just taking it. So basically the first step is to contact us. Contact us. What we will need to do first is to get our technical planner out to site. They'll determine the location and the routing, the meter location, and then the homeowner should simultaneously be in touch with a heating contractor, as the heating contractor would most likely be where their capital spend is. Understanding their capital spend with the heating contractor, getting the location from us. And then once the location's determined, the homeowner is okay with it, then they can sign off on the package and then go into our construction queue. So the first step is contacting me, and then I can help them along the way.
All right, that's great. I don't think we have any more questions. I'm just going to give it a minute or two just to see if any other attendees or participants have any questions. So if you have those, now is your chance to type those in. We're happy to take them. Double check to make sure I got everything. Okay, they said, maybe I missed it. Your fuel seems very versatile. As a customer, can backup generators be used with natural gas?
Yeah, definitely. So backup generators are extremely popular right now. They can definitely be used for natural gas, and they're really convenient. So you can just hook the gas up with the help of a heating contractor, connect it right to your generator. And then if the power goes out, turn your generator on, and then you're good to go. You don't have to worry about going out and refilling it with fuel or anything like that. Natural gas generators are definitely available, and in Nova Scotia.
So if the power goes out, you can cook and use natural gas for powering the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can also work with an electrician and a gas contractor and connect a lot of other things up to your generator too. So if you have a deep freeze or anything, you can hook them up to the generator, and then they will save all of your food from going bad and keep your house warm and keep some lights on. They're really great.
Your neighbors will love you because they'll be by to charge their phones and get a hot cup of
You'll be
coffee.
popular.
With the increase frequency and severity of storms, this is certainly something that has been really popular this year. It started last year on the heels of Dorian, and this fall there was a lot of generators, natural gas generators that were sold. So yeah, Nicole.
And I might add, just on that topic, natural gas ranges can still be used in a power outage. Natural gas barbecues, of course, can be used in a power outage, and fireplaces can also be used in a power outage. I did mention that earlier. So the fireplace will work. However, the blower that's on the fireplace, it won't blow the heat around, but it will definitely still work as a source of heat to heat your home, especially if the power does go out in the winter.
That's great. I know that in new construction, fireplaces are really, natural gas fireplaces are very popular to install, and that is certainly helping keep people warm in the winter in those new construction areas. There's another question that just came through. Is it easy to convert fireplaces from propane?
All right. So it it typically is easy to convert fireplaces from propane. It just depends on how old the fireplace is, what type of conversion kit is needed. So I've seen some that are very easy. They just get the conversion kit and they're on their way. And then others, the fireplace might be a little too old, and they might need to upgrade the fireplace in order to convert it to natural gas. So it all depends on the make and model, how old it is, and then touching base with the contractor there is always beneficial to kind of see what you're in for.
Okay, so conversion kit, that's what we should be asking for first. The next question that we see popping up here is, for home insurance pricing, does that have an impact on natural gas, or does natural gas have an impact on home insurance pricing? So Nicole, do you have any insight into that?
Sure do. So I've heard a couple different things on home insurance. Typically, homeowners have experienced lower rates as they're removing the storage tanks from their property, which are a huge insurance liability. And then they're replacing it with a natural gas meter and, of course, the underground distribution. So typically rates do go down. However, I have heard from some customers where the rates have only went down a few dollars, and some have went down a couple of $100s. So it depends on your policy and who you're with and all that good stuff. But yes, typically your insurance rates will go down if you switch to natural gas, especially from oil.
Okay, that's great. And we do know that replacing oil tanks on a property can be an onerous process. So that's really great advice there. The next question that's come through is, if I convert to natural gas, can I eliminate the need of my chimney?
Yes, so you can. You don't need a chimney with natural gas. So natural gas is actually vented out of your home, and it's vented typically through the side of your home. So you'll see your air intake and your exhaust vents from natural gas. And yeah, so you don't need to worry about chimney liners or your chimney or anything. You can kind of get rid of it altogether or have it in your home for decoration.
All right, that's great. Any other questions that have popped in here? Just taking one last peek. Just bear with me. I never thought about paying for the fuel as you use it as opposed to having dollars tied up in inventory. Okay, so I guess the point that the attendee is making is it's not really a question, but it's more of a point to say when you get oil or propane, you have to pay for that upfront, I guess. And with natural gas, this is true. You pay for it as you use it. So it's not tied up in inventory. Okay. I don't see any final questions here. I'm going to give one last chance before we wrap everything up. Okay. Oh, we have a thank you from NSAR. All right, so here is the here's Erin and Nicole, just a reminder of what they do. So if there are questions for business, you can contact Erin. If you have questions about natural gas for a home, you can contact Nicole. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today. As we've mentioned several times, we will follow up with a follow-up email letting you know all of the different helpful resources that we talked about today with really quick links to our website. For participating in the webinar and being such a great audience, we will do the draw for the $100 gift card to the KEG, and we'll announce the winner in the follow-up email as well. I want to thank Erin and Nicole for being available today to share all of the insights to natural gas. I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen in, and of course thanks to the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors for inviting us in today. Thank you so much, and we hope you have a safe and wonderful day. Thanks.